Good morning, Arthur Rafferty, ASNITV. I would like to speak to you this morning about the corrupt system and the legal system that we have here in Northern Ireland. I was first diagnosed with asbestosis at the Mater Hospital by a Dr. Joe Kidney on the 3rd of January 2001. I attended the Mater for the next 7 years, receiving treatment for my asbestosis. I got my court date to appear for compensation on the 9th of the 2nd, 2007, and my case was to be heard at 9:30 a.m. The judge's name was Paddy Coughlin. At 9 p.m, my solicitor and 2 lawyers came over to me sitting in the court lobby. My solicitor, Michael Hollywood. The lawyers were Charlie Hill and Peter Dornan, both of whom I had never met before. They took me to the side, and Charlie Hill said that I have no case as I do not have asbestosis, and that my doctor, Joe Kidney, made a mistake in my diagnosis. This is after me attending the Mater Hospital for the past 7 years and seeing in total 28 doctors, all of whom says I had asbestosis. I knew straight away that there was something going on, and it smelt of corruption. So I sacked the legal team and went on into the court to see the judge. When I told him what happened, he was amazed and told me he would hold my case in abeyance until I get a proper diagnosis of my sickness. I told the judge I sacked my legal team and wanted all my files of them. I took all my files of them and left the court. I thanked the judge for his time. From that date, the 9th of the 2nd, 2007, right up until I had to travel to see a specialist in Liverpool who knew something about asbestosis. And I was diagnosed there. I came back and took my case back to court for compensation, and I won my case. Now I have lodged court proceedings against the Belfast Trust and 7 of their corrupt doctors who refused to diagnose my sickness with the help of corrupt solicitors and corrupt lawyers. Now the corrupt trust are doing everything in their power to make sure that my case against 7 of their corrupt doctors does not reach the courts. They have failed to attend court for 3 hearings. I was granted a default judgment against them. I was also granted an assessment damages against them. I appeared in court on the 11th of the 3rd, 13, to see what damages I was to be awarded. This time the Belfast Trust lawyer appeared in court. The lawyer spoke to the judge in the lobby before they came into the court. I was standing there and no one spoke to me. This was the 4th time I had appeared before this judge. His name was Ivan Bell, so he knew what my case was all about. This lawyer never spoke at all in court. I don't even think he had any files with him. The judge done all his talking for him. I noticed one thing. It seemed strange to me that the judge made his case for him. He said that David Sharp, who was the defendant's lawyer, could apply for the assessment for damages to be set aside. I thought for a judge to say that during a case was wrong. That was the lawyer's job to do that. This judge was no help to me at all. It seemed to be a one-sided case, as if the lawyer and the judge knew what each other was going to say. To me it seemed as if they had spoken about my case before they came into the court, hence the lawyer having no files with him. Maybe they were in the bar library first. I looked around at the lawyer a couple of times to see if he was still there, as he never spoke a word. Then Judge Ivan Bell said that he doesn't know anyone who would take a case on like mine and win it, and that the defendant's lawyer, and he looked around at David Sharp, would pick holes in my case. There and then I knew that the Judge Aidan Bell was corrupt and was working for the Belfast Trust. When the judge, without even looking at his notes, said that he would set aside the assessment for damages in favour of the Belfast Trust. I looked at the Judge Aidan Bell and said, "This is a sham." I lifted my case and walked out of the room, not before I slammed the door, and I'm sure everyone in the courts heard that door banging. I went straight to the General Office to lodge a complaint about this corrupt Judge Aidan Bell. Two girls at the desk were very helpful and helped me to write the letters of complaint, one to the Lord Chief Justice and the other to the Attorney General. The staff says that they would make sure that both letters would be delivered by hand. One of the girls was able to tell me that a Judge Aidan Bell worked as a doctor at the Royal Victoria Hospital for over 20 years. His bosses were the Belfast Trust. Surely there was a conflict of interest there, and he should never have been put on my case, unless, of course, that was the plan, to appease the corrupt Belfast Trust, his former employer. Now I want to let the public know what type of a legal system we have here in Northern Ireland, run by corrupt people, and corruption runs right to the top. I have received a letter from the Attorney General saying that there is nothing he can do to help me, and also that he doesn't meet the public. I also got a letter from the Lord Chief Justice stating that the Chief Justice does not uphold your complaint against the Master and is satisfied that Master Bell did not behave inappropriately. What a joke. And also that he doesn't meet the public. Someone should tell those two invisible men that they are paid by the public purse and that both of them are public servants. This is the answer you get when you ask one corrupt old boy to look into another corrupt old boy. The Old Boys Club closes ranks. Just to let the good public know what type of corrupt people we have running our courts and legal system, I will be sending a copy of this letter to the European Courts of Human Rights and also to the Lord Chief Justice in London. This is a list of organisations and people who have refused to help me to fight the corrupt Belfast Trust. First of all, the Law Society, their president, Imelda Macmillan, a solicitor. The Human Rights Director, Virginia McFay, a solicitor. The Bar Council Chairman, Adrian Coulton, a QC. The Equality Commission Chief Executive, Evelyn Collins. The Attorney General, John Larkin, a judge. The Lord Chief Justice, Declan Morgan, a judge. And that corrupt Judge Aidan Bell himself. Now, out of the 7 groups above, 6 are from the courts and legal profession. It makes you wonder how deep the corruption goes. I think an independent body should have a look at our courts and legal system. I thought if I put my trust in the Attorney General and the Lord Chief Justice, they were the last link in a long chain of corrupt people. But they both failed me badly and are as corrupt as the rest of them. There was no justification for this kind of corrupt treatment towards me, as all I wanted was justice. And because I stood up to those corrupt people, they did not like that. My next fight is to get them all in court. I will now end with a quote from a favourite saint of mine. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things go worse. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it can call me on my mobile 07715 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthurrafferty.com, email arthurrafferty1@gmail.com, YouTube Arthur Rafferty, and Arthur Rafferty Docker. Thank you for watching ASNI TV. I will see you soon. Good morning.